Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center here in Chesterfield, Missouri. I'm Todd Panula, and I'll be bringing you tonight's exciting Division I women's action. It's a rivalry matchup between McKendree and the Saints. A top 5 matchup as Maryville comes in as the number 1 team in the country. But McKendree will be no slouch as they will prove to be a tough opponent coming in at number 3 in the country as well. The Saints have an overall record of 3-1. McKendree is 5-1. So these two teams looking to keep their records relatively unblemished as they will face off for local and national supremacy. We will step aside for your national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the puck drop right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
Learning experience should belong to you. At Maryville University, you choose your own path and forge your own future. Whether you're on the ground, online, or a combination of both, the Maryville experience is centered on you, the learner. As a leader in innovation and technology, we are prepared to take you from learner to earner and back again. Join us as we look to your future together.
Welcome back. These two teams always manage to play each other relatively close, although the Saints have had the better of the record over the last couple seasons. Maryville is 6-2 against the Bearcats over the last couple years. The teams relatively similar in terms of the overall record and the schedules as well. Minot State is an opponent that both teams have played thus far this year. Both teams have split against Minot State, so the Beavers own wins over both Maryville and McKendree, but conversely the Saints and the Bearcats also own a win over the Beavers. The Bearcats come in, as I mentioned, with a record of 5-1. They have defeated Miami University and 2 wins against Jamestown, and then split against Minot State before having a 7-0 win in their midnight game against Lindenwood University back on October 10th. Saints, as I mentioned, are 3-1. They have a sweep over Adrian by scores of 1-0 and 4-1 before splitting against Minot State last weekend. But fortunately for the Saints, the win did come in the Saturday game, so a bit of a happier road trip than they would have otherwise had. Your starting goaltenders for tonight, Hannah Tresick is in between the pipes for the Saints as Maryville has the puck inside their own zone. Rachel Sturcinich will have the crease for the Bearcats as they chase the puck below their own goal line. Swept over towards the far side. Gillings will pick it up from the half wall, tried to serve in front. 2 Saints were there, but it was cut out on the way through. Bank pass off the wall, not going to be called for icing. Saints play it up the near side wall, but it's cut off by Imparato. Saints send it all the way down from the wrong side of the red line, so we get a stoppage with 19:06 left to go here in the first period. And the faceoff will come all the way back down into the Maryville zone. Fresh legs for the Bearcats here in the early going. Both teams have had opportunity to change. Obviously, Maryville not on the icing call, but this current line wasn't out there too long, so they should be all right. Tupfer sends a soft pass over towards the far point, swept down low by Hunt, chipped out in front. Gorgievska Sharp was trying to swing at it. Toe save made. A big stop there from Hannah Tresick as Essex just spun here along the near circle. Flipped one towards goal. It stayed down on the ice. and proved to be a relatively difficult save for Tresick, but she keeps it out, and her defender was able to knock the rebound right back to her. So mark that one down in your scorebook as an important save to keep this one scoreless. Off the near side wall, handled by Cambeets. She's sealed off as the Saints trying to put on some forechecking pressure here. Shots are 1-0 thus far in favor of McKendree. Gillings from the near circle drops it off. Karunakar fires it over toward the near side wall. Chipped up and they score! I think that may have actually been banked in by Hunt. But getting credit for the goal is going to be Sophie Brennan. She skates through the congratulatory line at first. So the Saints are up 1-0 with 18:22 left to go here in the first. So Brennan gets the opening goal at 1:38. Just like that, the Saints are on top. Brown was trying to chip it up the wall and scooped up by Hassenfratz, but held in by Gerwitz. Her shot was blocked by a skate. Bearcats trying to come out with speed, but they don't have the numbers. Swept around by Hassenfratz on the backhand. Return feed was not on the mark. Bearcats trying to hold the zone. Stepping up is Brown. She's able to knock her opponent to the ice. Getting up rather gingerly is Colleen O'Leary. A battle for it along the blue line. Brown shovels it forward. Gerwitz plays it off the backside of Villard, and then the Bearcats even it up. From just outside the right circle, they cut it back across the green, and on their second shot of the game, it is 1-1. Painter will get credit for the goal. And just like that, we're back to square one. So Brennan at 1:38, Painter at 2:24. Not a full minute elapsed before we're back to a tie game. Saints knock it in, but offside. Didn't seem like possession had been established, so not sure why the whistle went. Nevertheless, the faceoff will come in the neutral zone. 17:27 to go here in the first. Bearcats win the faceoff and play it back to the D pair. Near side, it's on for DeFoss. She lobs one up to center, over the reach of everybody. Putnam struggling to settle it down as the puck was on end. Shoveled down low by Tupfer. Tough angle shot, score! And now the Bearcats are up by one. It looks like Barnden was the one to score from the tough angle. And not the start that Hannah Tresick had hoped for. She has faced 3 shots and allowed 2 goals. "26 seconds between goals for the Bearcats." Fans still settling into their seats here. We're just now 3 minutes in. Goal came at 2:50. No icing here as it was chased down by the speedy Binning. Saints trying to break out. Nicely done by Gorgievska Sharp to hold the stick away. Well within the rules as she was using her own stick. Smolinski, outlet pass. Finds Morris. She comes in. She wants to take a shot. Tried the drag move. Defender saw it. Off the wall to the far side. Numbers favoring the Saints, but bringing it in is Binning. She took a shot, but that was knocked down by Falardeau. Chop pass off the wall, and a second one as well. And now coming in with speed. The Saints trying to chase it down. Pilfering it away. Backhand chance, and it nibbled off the shoulder as the shot was taken by the Saints. A good opportunity for Henriksen. Trying to cycle it around. Gerwitz with a shot. looking to go 5-hole. Puck was bouncing, ended up with a stick save. Good steal by the Saints. Beckett trying to keep it alive. Cam Beats got it out to center. Gillings trying to chase it down on the forehand behind the net and into the near side corner. Splits the defense and sends it right back the other way. O'Leary is upended. Villard trying to help out. O'Leary gets it in the skates, trying to go to the stick. Bearcats sweep it over towards the near side half wall. Gerwitz steps up from the point, bouncing puck. Settled down in the corner. Both teams had it for a moment, but finally Tupfer sends it over to the far wall. In retreat mode, DeFoss plays it to Tupfer. She played it out of the zone, deflected, wouldn't have had enough steam to go for icing anyway. Putnam looking to come back the other way. Her opponent lost her stick. Couldn't pick it up on the way to the bench either. Saints lob one back towards the blue line. Karunakar looking to head forward, just softly plays one around the wall. Feathered over to the far side. Outlet pass handled by Jeffers. Brown slowed up to keep herself on side. Cross corner dump in. Karunakar tried to swat it out of the zone. O'Leary backhands it to center. Cloutier looking up towards the red line. Struggling to find the handle was Barnden. She's got the go-ahead goal right now. 2-1 is your score. Bearcats on top, despite the fact that the Saints scored the first one. Barnden charges in, coming in on the near wing, knowing her teammates are still changing. 13:55 left to go here in the opening period. Smolinski trying to chase it down, uses that long reach to knock it up the wall, but not out. Lob shot from the right point, right into the glove of Tresick, as she's still trying to shake off those last two goals. Just the fourth shot on target thus far for the Bearcats. Although it might be 5. They just added a shot up on the board, but they gave it to Maryville, even though they're playing defense right now. DeFoss from the near circle, plays it back towards the point. Essex is there, skates it up towards the hash marks. Tough angle again, it's bouncing around in front. Backhand opportunity, trying to put it towards the crease, and ultimately smothered by Tresick. 13:31 left to go here in the first. We've had a wild one. 3 goals have been scored, all in just about a minute and, say, 20 seconds or so. Gerwitz finally settled it down. Pass was too hot for Beckett. Comes fluttering off the wall. Down low looking for Koski. Saints have it instead. Beckett, again, kind of struggling to get that puck flat. 13:13 to go. Morris with a backhander. Tried to go up the wall. Gerwitz looking to drive up the middle. Beckett on the right wing. Gerwitz just going to fire it towards the blocker's side. Waffle boarded away by the goaltender. Tupfer comes over. Koski was spun around. No penalty. Brennan looking to get up. Beckett is as well, as she was trying to head to the bench. Her own teammate upended her as she was trying to go off. Koski couldn't get around Karunakar, but the Bearcats escape on the far side. Another cross-corner dump in. Karunakar plays it off the corner boards, and then it was pilfered away. Stolen by Lacqua. She'll gallop over towards the far side. From the circle into the slot. Now near side for DeFoss. Plays it back across the green, but nobody home. Hunt pushes it down low. It was sealed off nicely by Falardeau. Karunakar in a foot race. DeFoss was able to seal it up against the wall. DeFoss shoved up against the boards by Karunakar. Essex feels the same. It slips just past Hunt. She'll chase it down back at her own blue line. Possible giveaway. Ross looking to play it up into the offensive zone, but Gillings would have been offside one way or the other. A bouncer ends up in behind the cage. 11:35 left to go in the period. Bearcats tap it up along the wall. Essex steps up, but she was on her offside. Offhand, I should say. Retreating to pick this one up is Brown. Serves it up towards the red line. Knocked out of midair by Cloutier. Bearcats are back in their own zone. Almost a giveaway as a good forecheck was put on by Bretland Struther. Outlet feed finds the player. Barnden drives into the zone. Looking to slow it up, trying to get some help. Stolen by Toole. Struther tried the centering pass, but instead it went off the leg of Tupfer. Toole comes in, looking for Struther in the corner. She was hip checked. Bearcats push one on to center, and now it's a foot race. Not going to be icing as they played that well. Binning will chase it down. We already saw her negate an icing call earlier in the first period. Approaching the midway point of this first frame. Bearcats looking to set up. They try the back door. DeFoss with a shot. Oh, it's fought off nicely by Tresick. That was a tough shot. Fluttered just a little bit. Tresick was able to get a piece of it. Gorgievska sharp. Ran into Villard. Shot didn't miss by much. Falardeau comes up the other way on her off wing. That one hit the partition in the glass and still fluttering around. 9:50 to go here in the first. Windross pushed it over towards the far side. Walled off by Maryville as they do a good job of holding it in. Not in possession. O'Leary had it for a moment, blew a tire. Bearcats will skate it up. Hassenfratz comes in on the left, drops it off. Koski gets the wrister and the waffle board save, and now the Bearcats perhaps trying to get into Tresick's head as they bumped her on the way through. No penalty coming as this one's dumped in by Hansen. Saints will change it up. Morris gets to the puck and then accidentally overskated. Lobbed up towards the blue line, held in momentarily by Smolinski, and then pitchforked out. Karunikar from the red line. Lobs it over the blue line, trying to chase it down. Reversed. Kambeats had it stolen. DeFoss was able to keep it away from Beckett. Beckett takes out Imparato. Pass off the far side wall. Saints regather it at center. Beckett coming in on the forecheck. Looking for a little bit of help. Tried the feather pass over to Morris. Pushed out in front. Two-player forecheck was unsuccessful. Here's Morris centering feed, and it was cut out. Saints had some players slightly open for a moment. Beckett waiting for the puck. She spins, fires, stick save. Wraparound attempt, perhaps. No, Beckett will carry into the corner instead. Karunikar's open on the near point. Beckett finds her. Karunikar sidesteps one, shoveled one in front. That was knocked down. Morris drops it off. Karunikar walks the line. Slapper coming. Score! A deflection in front, and the Saints have equalized. It's 2-2. Aaliyah Sutton gets the goal. 12:05 is the time. So Sutton at 12:05. Looking for another deflection in front. Villard was there. May have got a piece of it one way or the other. It's stolen. Here's Benning on a breakaway. She scores! just like that, the Bearcats back on top. Little bit of a miscue at the blue line as it got caught in the skates, and then Binning came right in on goal, slotted it past Tresick, and the Bearcats back up by 1. So each time a goal has been scored, there hasn't been a whole lot of time in between. Sutton got the goal at 12:05. Binning scores for the Bearcats at 12:31. McKendree back up 3-2. If you're a betting type of person, hopefully you took the over, because right now that seems a pretty safe bet. I don't even know what the number would be, but we've already got 5 goals and we're just a little bit over halfway through this period. Tommy Lang gonna try to push the reset button, get his team to play a little better, as Hannah Petrusev will come in and replace Tresick. Don't often see goaltender changes in the ACHA, mainly because a lot of these teams play both of their goaltenders when you have these weekend series. But Maryville kind of sensing that things weren't necessarily going their way here in the early going. And you could kind of tell from the body language that Hannah Tresick just didn't seem comfortable after those first couple goals. So I think it's just as much for her confidence as it is to try to get a little bit of a change in the team. And you have to figure that Tresick will likely get the start tomorrow as these teams cross the river and play the secondary leg of this 2-game set over in, I believe even though the school is in Lebanon, I believe the rink is in O'Fallon, Illinois. So both these teams will face off again as it's a home and home. Saints looking for another tying goal, 5:55 to go. Maryville has changed their goaltender. Once again, it is Hannah Petrusev in the crease, trying to get it to Karunakar at the point. Bearcats get it out to center. Gerwitz slams one off the boards, and now the Saints have it. Sutton scores! She gets her second of the game, and now we're back to square one, 3-3. Six goals have been scored here in the first period. We still have 5:36 to go. Sutton gets her second of the game at 14:24. Sutton comes in, pushes one on around. Beckett will pick it up behind the net. Carries over to the far side, half boards. Morris took a spill, or that was Sutton who took a spill. Here's Gerwitz. She fires towards the glove side. May have been going wide, but safely into the glove of Stersinich one way or the other. So both teams taking advantage of their opportunities. $20 total shots on goal. 11-9 is the difference. Maryville in control of that, but 3 goals apiece. Gerwitz blocks the shot from the blue line. Saints send a rink-wide pass. Ross will get onto it. She brings it into the attacking zone, fires it, but it was deflected behind the net. Barnden ran into her own teammate. Saints looking to capitalize. Skate to stick for Brennan, and it was blocked on the shot. Gerwitz fires one, and that's blocked as well. Sweeps one down low, off the boards, but not there for Ross. Tupfer pushed a difficult pass up. Barron tried to find the handle. And instead, the Bearcats forced to go in behind their net again. Deflected puck goes out of play. 4:29 left to go here in the first. What a back and forth contest we've had. The Saints scored just 98 seconds into the game. Then the Bearcats rattled off two of their own before the game was even 3 minutes old. Sutton tied it. Benning retook the lead. Sutton tied it again. Painter got some good instructions from the bench to understand the pressure was coming. Cloutier sends a bouncer over to Brown. Koski tried to kick it out of the zone. Second attempt, she's able to get it up. She is taken down, and the trail referee is going to be the one that calls it, or the referee that was in the zone, I should say. And since the puck was heading right to left, the trail referee would have been on the right. Nevertheless, the penalty will be against Mackenzie Villard. Stick it too close to the skates. So the Bearcats will have the first power play of the evening. Special teams always very important in games like these where everything's real tight. A lot of goals been scored. Saints would like to have some momentum gained with a big kill here. Tupfer gets it, circled to point as she goes far side to Jeffers. Tupfer again, too strong for Barnden on the pass, but Hassenfratz has it in the corner. Jeffers picks up the wheel pass. Tupfer straight away. Barnden near circle, wants to take the wrister, puts it into the slot, bounces around a couple times. Barnden will keep it in. Skates into the corner and peels back. Switches places with Hassenfratz. Tupfer to Jeffers, just outside the circle, goes down low. Trying a backdoor play. Pass went to the circle. Saints intercept, but they do not clear. Hassenfratz looking to get it to Barnden. Second opportunity. The Saints do clear as the captain, Emma Gerwitz, sends it all the way down. 1:15 left to go in the power play. Tupfer tries a stretch pass and finds somebody up the ice. It's Hushka into Benning. The steam was taken out of that shot as stick went to stick. Putnam, I believe, got a piece of that. Not the puck, but nevertheless still just as good as a block. As it was just a little floater in towards goal, and Petrusev will cover it up. Gorgevska sharp, skates back towards the blue line. Struthers right in her face. Essex goes over to the far side. Imperato goes back to Essex. Tries a wrister, and that went off of her own teammate as Benning got in front of it. Struther banks it off the wall and out. 45 seconds left to go in the power play. Essex in support. Struther trying to knock it away. Essex will get around her. Stick handles into the zone. Going coast to coast. Takes a shot. And again, the Maryville goaltenders, they've made some saves, but they've also looked a little bit uncomfortable. Petrusev made that stop, but didn't really know where the rebound was until she saw the Bearcats chasing it down. Far circle into the slot. Essex goes to the far side again. They try the back door and they score. Tic-tac-toe. The Saints could not handle those passes as the Bearcats continue to thread the needle. And it's going to be Hoshka to put McKendree back up by one. Hoshka for the Bearcats at 17:42. Power play goal. Makes it 4-3. You could make a compelling argument for 7 goals to have been scored in this game total. But if anybody had told you or told me 7 goals in the first period, I think we would have had a pretty good laugh about it. These are the two of the top three teams in the country. A lot of times you see those top-tier games be low scoring, well defended, very similar to what you would see in a national tournament game. And instead, the floodgates opened early in this one. Kerwitz trying to take the rebound. That's blocked. Bearcats in a foot race. Kerwitz trying to outduel Koski. He's able to hold her off at least for now. Koski keeps the wheels going. A couple Bearcats fans thought there might have been a penalty. None to be had thus far. Morris trying to go skate to stick, and now almost an odd man break for the Saints, but that was knifed out. Maryville will not be able to make a change. Beckett thought she was going to be able to go off. She said she got just the toe of her stick on that puck. Referee not having any of it. 1:23 left to go here in the opening period. Shots have gone the other way now. It's 13-11 in favor of the team that's ahead, and that's the Bearcats. Looking to go near side. It was knocked away on the way through. DeFoss gives it over. Barron lost the handle. Beckett trying to skate up. Awkward back pass to Fallardu. She has to come in behind her net, and Forcheck is able to steal it away. Barnden on her backhand. Through the top of the slot. Long shot off the stick and scoring on the rebound. The initial shot from Tupfer was saved, but it came awkwardly off the handle of Petrusev's stick. And right there to put it in the back of the net. Still trying to get a number on that one. I believe it is Barron. So Barron grabs a 2-goal lead for the Bearcats, possibly heading into the intermission unless we get some strange occurrings here in the final minute. Barron scored at 19:09, 44.8 seconds left in the first period. Unbelievable. 8 goals in the first period. It's been an awkward day for all three goaltenders that have played thus far. Putnam slams one off the end wall. It comes over here towards the near side with some mustard on it. Karunakar skates it up towards center. Feather pass to Gillings on the far wing. Taps it off the boards. Trying to get to it herself. Will not do so. Outlet feed. Finds Gorgievska sharp. Using her length to get the shot on goal. And Petrusev takes it right up against the chest. 9 seconds left here in the first period of what's been a eventful period of hockey, to say the least. Deflected shot on the way through. Cloutier took the wrister from the right point. And I believe that was either Koski or maybe off the defender. But Petrusev makes the save. Just about 5.5 seconds left. Villard wins the face-off, but it just kind of floated over towards the far side hash marks. And that'll do it. 20 minutes are in the books. 40 minutes left in regulation. Saints down by 2. We'll see whether or not we have more goals coming up in the second period. Saints fans hoping to at least get a couple and then see how the third period shakes out. Going into the first intermission, it's 5-3 in favor of the Bearcats. Keep it right here for more Saints hockey on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way, or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
It's time for the Maryville Saints Intermission Report. Let's get ready for the second period.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year. For me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all.
And welcome back to the shooting gallery, otherwise known as the Maryville University Hockey Center. 8 goals scored in the first period alone. The Saints, unfortunately, didn't get the higher number of goals scored, as it's 5-3 in favor of the McKendree Bearcats. Five different goal scorers as well for McKendree. Painter, Barndon, Pinning, Hushka, and Barron. Saints have goals from Brennan and 2 for Sutton. We'll see whether or not the Maryville Saints have a comeback. Definitely have the offensive firepower to do it. The question obviously now is going to be whether McKendree will continue with their current game plan, or are they going to try to focus a little more defensively? Intercepted by Sutton, trying to push it out in front. Beckett was there, but getting a paddle to it was Stercinic. Banked out to center ice. Smolinski. Put one far side for Gerwitz. She just taps it into the zone as the Saints getting a change here. Once again, Hannah Tresick started the game for Maryville, but Hannah Petrusev is right now in the crease. And she stays in for the second period. After having 5 goals scored on them, the Saints that is, it kind of brought back memories. I'm showing my age a little bit here, but when I was real young, there was a game with the Chicago Blackhawks where Darren Pang got pulled. I want to say it was 3 times in one game. Granted, the coach was Mike Keenan, so he had a screw loose when he was behind the bench, but to sit there and pull and then reinsert a goalie and then pull them again and then put them back in, that was a crazy one. Hopefully the Saints don't have to do something similar here today. Obviously, they'd like to get things settled down and focus solely on the offensive end. Maryville was outshot 16-12 in the first period. Petrusev and Gardner crease there, just a little bit of a tap along the shin pads of the charging Bearcat. Chop back over towards the corner. Cloutier was going to hold it. It was cut off by Putnam, who got it out to center, but then O'Leary had it stolen away. Saints trying an outlet feed, got caught up in the skates of O'Leary. She gave it away as it was turned over in the neutral zone. Putnam slides back, gets it up towards the blue line. Windross couldn't get it past the blue line. Putnam chases it down in the corner. Rink-wide pass was intercepted by Koski. She reverses back towards the blue line. Everything going towards the blue line right now. Paddled away by Petrusev. Cloutier holds it in along the near side wall. Slid around Windross. Villard goes over to the far side. Saints able to get it out as it's shuffleboarded up by O'Leary. Now Saints with numbers. Coming in is Karudakar. Windross driving towards the net. Windross takes a shot. Oh, and it's robbed by the glove of Stersinich. Windross basically put that exactly where she wanted, and the goaltender was fading towards the blocker side, but still managed to flash the leather. Saints just inches away from cutting into this lead. Instead, it remains a 2-goal difference. Barnden chopped one up towards the wall. It went off the stick of Gerwitz and into the Bearcats bench. So we'll have a face-off coming up. Looks like it will be placed at center ice. Bearcats wrap it around towards the near side. Chipped off the wall. Popping it up is Joanna Braun, but it unfortunately for her goes out of play. So that will bring the faceoff back inside the zone. 16-14 to go here in the middle frame. 5-3 in favor of the Bearcats. Hassenfratz will go against Toole on the faceoff. Bearcats were trying to slice through the defense. Finally, a stick from Maryville was able to thwart things. Jabbing it back and forth. Skating up is Lacqua. He went far wing, out of the reach of Cambeets. Gerwitz cuts it back through the middle. Strong on her stick. Skating up towards the blue line and just rifles one in on goal. Going for a change. Blocker save was made. Outlet feed intended for Lacqua, but went right between the skates and underneath. So it'll be an icing call. High shot from Smolinski, went off a body and wide of the net. Pushed back out towards center. Possession traded back and forth. Hansen goes all the way back into her own zone. Hot pass over towards the far wing was well out of the reach of Smolinski. And that's saying something because she's got a pretty long reach. Beckett finds it in her own zone, trying to peel away from pressure. Essex is right on her. Beckett looking for an opening. Sutton comes up. Sidesteps the poke check, but she's going to draw a penalty as the Saints will head to the power play for the first time this evening. .14:44 left to go here in the second period. Tripping is going to be the call against Hushka. Maryville down by 2. They'd love to get a power play goal to put themselves back within striking distance. Bearcats putting on the pressure. Villard sends it back. Gillings takes a couple strides, and then her shot was blocked. Long clearance goes all the way down. Karunakar is back. She's out there with Villard, Brennan, O'Leary, and Gillings. Handoff in behind the net. Brennan comes out with speed. Pass was out of the reach of O'Leary, so the Bearcats say, I'll send that right down the other direction. 85 seconds left. Forecheck being put on here by Kuski. She's been a thorn in the side of the Saints all game long. Doesn't have a goal to her name, but she has figured into the offense just with some of her relentless play. Saints do get it into the offensive zone. Here's O'Leary. Tried to serve one in front. Nobody knows where that is, and then the clearance goes off the referee. That helps out Maryville. Drop pass looking to go to O'Leary. She's trying to keep it away. Saints do have some fresh players out there. Here's Beckett from the circle and shot wide. May have ticked off the stick of Brown. Sutton had her stick lifted. O'Leary was trying to cut her way through. Skate to stick for Gurwitz. She goes in behind Morris as everybody's discombobulated here. And ultimately it ends up being sent out by the Bearcats. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Gurwitz comes up the middle and now feints over towards the far side. Slides past 2 defenders, still on the puck, drags it all the way to the near corner. Sutton was calling for it. Gurwitz still has it. Far side Beckett skates up towards the circle. Slap shot, stick save, rebound, deflected wide. Morris has 2 seconds left. No shot came, so we're back to 5-on-5. Sutton to Beckett. Stick handles, shoots over the goal. Awkwardly off the end boards. Saints dig in along the corner. Shots 18 apiece. The scrum is won by Maryville, but the Bearcats are able to just jab it over here towards the near side. Exit pass intercepted. Smolinski was looking down low for Morris. Sutton was there as well after the puck was deflected, but nobody's still in good control. Drop pass finds Gurwitz. She shoots right into the glove after it was off a defensive stick. She dives out after Stersinich was able to cover her. Pushing and shoving going on after the whistle. Backside referees trying to get Maryville out of the situation. It looks like we should stay 5-on-5 though, with 12:08 to go here in the middle period. Bearcats win the face-off, backhanded over towards the near side. Ross took a spill. Perhaps a little bit fortunate that Cloutier didn't fall over her because the referee may have called a trip. Karunakar's back below the goal line. Saints have it in the near side corner. Gillings trying to go tic-tac-toe, finds Ross She skates up to the red line, took a hit, but got the puck in. Pushed on around. Ross will try to catch up to it. Brown got it up to Binning. Cross ice pass. Essex has it go off the tape, and she'll chase it down. Trying to tap it around Putnam. Essex spin pass. Finds Binning. Now it's out towards the blue line from the high slot. Tupfer got a shot off, and it went off the right elbow of Petrusev. Kurinikar sees Essex dance around right in front of her. Tupfer one-timer, fluttering shot after Gillings made the block. And we'll get a stoppage with 11:08 to go here in the second. Koski with a tough angle backhander. Petrusev sealed herself up against the post. Hassenfratz to Tupfer. Lost it in her skates. Regathers it. Tries a high shot on the glove side. Too high. Saints intercept on the way through the middle. Windross goes over to the far side. And her pass was intercepted. O'Leary will chase it down. Centering feed. Tupfer was there. Villard able to pick her pocket. Walking the line. Hansen took a shot. That was blocked well wide of the net. Painter skates up to center. Sidestep Villard. Maryville pushes it back out to center ice. I believe they were wanting a change, but didn't get it far enough. 10-10 to go here in the second. Smolinski in behind her own cage. Saw the pressure coming. Hansen has it now. Villard from the far side half wall, deep inside of her own end. Smolinski takes the pass. Smolinski to Beckett at center ice. Coming in with Windross. Beckett to the forehand. The back check denied the shot. Windross intercepts on the way through from the far circle. Drops it off to Falardeau from the blue line. Pirouetted around. And a feather touch pass finds Beckett, who gets a reverse check on one of the Bearcats. Saints hold the zone. Here's Morris. She gets a shot. It's off the post. The rebound is blocked. Otherwise, that would have been a hat trick for Sutton. And now we get a whistle. I'm not sure what the stoppage would be for. I didn't see a hand pass. 9:23 to go here in the second period. They're talking things over. Are they going to count it as a goal? The Saints just went through a celebration line as though they scored, but well, they've left the puck over in the offensive zone for Maryville. Saints think they have a goal. And the face-off is going to be in the attacking zone for Maryville, so that's an interesting decision there. You stop play, wanted to talk things over, and understandably so, but then all of a sudden the Saints think that they have a goal, and you just end up with an offensive zone face-off nevertheless. Saints hold it in from the near circle. Falardeau shots. And it's blockered away by Sturcinic. Gerwitz floats one back in. Reversed by DeFoss. DeFoss gets the return pass. Lacqua couldn't get it up the wall. Falardeau is there. Everybody falling around. Here comes Lacqua. Back check for Sutton. Slowed it up. Centering feed to the backhand. And no shot available for Imparato. It was loose along the near side of the net. Here comes Haley Beckett. One of the leading scorers for the Saints. To Morris. She shoots. Blocker save. And then Cloutier denied a rebound opportunity for Beckett. And Parado just gained the red line and tossed it in. Both teams changing it up. 8:10 to go here in the second. Stretch pass from Gillings, and then her cross-ice feed was blocked. Essex getting in front of it. Petrusev leaves it. And then Petrusev tied up with Gorgievska-Sharp. Needs to get back in the crease. The puck was still live. Goaltenders sometimes will take a little bit of liberties when players are coming around at them in behind the net, but Maryville perhaps a little bit fortunate that didn't get shot, because I believe the referees would have allowed that one to count. The coaching staff of the Saints still asking some questions of the officials. I would have to figure that the non-goal call was settled, so probably wondering why there wasn't any kind of interference call either against the Bearcats or potentially even against Petrusev. I didn't see how they got entangled, so that's kind of the question mark. Koski tried to feed one back towards the near side. Puck bouncing around left and right. Ends up along the near side boards. Koski has it poke checked out to center. Bearcats wanting to change up. As my voice is trying to leave here. O'Leary's in the zone all by herself. Her team's going to change. She tries to just feather one out in front. Nobody home. Smolinski's all the way back at her own blue line. Tapped up the wall by Villard. Knocked back out towards center ice. Hansen comes in, and the Saints were offside. 6:44 left to go here in the second period. Score is still 5-3. All 8 goals were scored in the first period. Bearcats send one in on goal. Petrusev not going to take any chances. She'll just cover it up. So now there's 6:34 to go. Fluttering puck taken off the wall by Gerwitz, and we're going to get a hooking call against the Saints. So Maryville is already down by 2 goals, and now they're about to be down by a player, with McKendree already having scored on the power play. It will be Avery Falardeau into the sin bin. Walking the line is Tupfer, finds Jeffers here on the near side. Straight away, Tupfer. Far circle. Tough angle chance, denied by Petrusev. Now it's fluttering around in front. Everybody taking a whack at it. Petrusev was knocked down. There is a referee with the arm up in the air, and we're about to be 4-on-4. Cross-checking is going to be the call against the Bearcats. So McKendree's power play goes by the wayside. 6:04 left to go here in the second. We will have 95 seconds of 4-on-4 and then an abbreviated power play for the Saints after that. Offensive zone draw for Maryville. They tap it over towards the far circle, but again, the puck was just kind of on end. Difficult to keep straight. Koski sidestepped the poke check and then sent it around Sutton. Picked up the loose puck on her own pass. Gerwitz trying to get away from the pressure. Skates it up the middle and then a rink-wide feed. Finds Sutton here on the near side. She drives towards the goal, drops it off for Beckett. She ran right into a poke check. Beckett gets it back along the half wall. Gerwitz has it, walks the line, Gets it down low to Beckett. Cut it back across the grain, and it may have just gone off that cheater on the glove, and that kept it out. One way or the other, it fluttered over the goal. Smolinski trying to get it away. Gets Koski to bite. Here's Gerwitz back to the forehand. Her shot is blocked, and it goes out of play. So good pressure from the Maryville Saints, but they have not gotten the puck past Rachel Sturcinich here in the second period. Not for lack of trying. They've had 11 shots on goal thus far here in the second. 5:08 left to go in the second period. 35 seconds left of 4-on-4. Stretching it out. Ticks off the stick of Gorgievska Sharp. So no icing. Putnam coming up. Skates over the blue line. Gets the red. And the second blue as well. Deflected puck. Ended up below the goal line. Cloutier comes up through the middle. Here's Cambage. He sidesteps Karunakar. Cambage shoots off the crossbar. That close to 6-3. Now it's a short power play for the Saints. They come in with speed. Here's Morris. Floats one towards goal. It's off the end wall. Rebound shot was blocked by Cloutier. Beckett slicing through the defenders like a knife through butter. Intended that one for Morris. It ended up going to Sutton instead. Cross ice again. Here's Beckett. It just slid away. She was trying to get that scoop shot. This one misses everybody. Should be icing, and it will be. 3:54 left to go here in the second. Score still 5-3. Saints could not manage to get a shot on goal. Another top 10 matchup going on across the country. Minot taking on Adrian. It is 1-1 right now after both teams tied 0-0. Here's Brennan. Spin shot. May have gone off the heel of the defender and ended up wide. Lacqua tied up by Falardeau. Slammed off the end wall by Brown. Gerwitz steps up, and it's just jabbed around her. Jillings backhands it up. Into the zone from Ross. Hassenfratz couldn't get that one past Jillings. She comes in with speed. Here's Jillings looking to go to Ross, out of her reach. Brennan keeps it alive. Jillings from the circle. It just escapes her. Everything just achingly out of the reach of Maryville right now. 3 minutes left in the second. Lacqua one-on-one with Falardeau. Help coming on the backside. She still manages to get the pass off, and a shot from Jeffers didn't hit the back of the net. Jillings trying to scrape it off the wall. Couldn't get it around Tupfer. 2:35 to go here in the second. Saints just slam it down the ice. No icing. And they'll get an offensive zone face-off out of that as well. So an opportunity here for Maryville in the final 3 minutes. 2:28 to be exact. Try to get a late one and get some momentum heading into the intermission. Jabbed off the far side, out of the reach of Hansen. She'll go back with Smolinski. Coach Lang trying to change the lines up just a little bit. Obviously, the special teams play has put a wrench in the cogs a little bit as well. And now we've got a center ice face-off because the linesman thought it was going to be icing. Referee on the backside saw the deflection, so a missed call. These things happen. Binning couldn't get it too far past the blue line. Saints trying to send it right back the other way. Maryville has a player down. That's Colleen O'Leary, and she's going to draw a penalty. I believe slashing was the call. Gorgevska Sharp will head into the sin bin, and Maryville will have its third power play of the game. 0 for 2 thus far. Although I've never been a big fan of the fact that you are technically 0 for 2, but you only had, 35 seconds on that second power play. But like any good politician, I don't have a good answer for what they should do. I like to complain. Puck around towards the near side. Sutton lobs it in behind the net. Smolinski is there. Great stick handling, but ran into too many defenders. Sutton tried to pop it past, but Lacqua got a piece of it, and she sends it down the ice. .115 left in the power play, 1:05 left in the period. So about 8 seconds difference between the power play and the period clock. Here comes Smolinski from the right wing, and Koski will intercept on the pass back towards Beckett. 45 seconds left in the period. Karunakar turns on the afterburners. 4 defenders in front of her. Gets all the way towards the end line. Slams one over her towards the near side. And I don't understand what Maryville's doing. They're just standing around waiting for these passes. Here's Karunakar from outside. Deflected shot. And that one just missed. Play and catch. They go to Karunakar on the far side. She'll carry all the way around towards the near wing. Stops in behind the net. Feeds to Beckett, who got it from Sutton. I don't think that was the intention. It still worked out. 7 seconds left. Far side. Karunakar's going to take the tough angle shot. That's fought off. And the Bearcats will clear it. So frustration from the coaching staff of the Saints on the far side. That power play did not go at all the way they wanted. They kept it in the zone all right, but just everybody seeming to kind of wait around hoping the puck would find them. So the score we went into the first intermission with is the one we will go into the second intermission with. An amazing 8 goals scored, and all of them in the first period. Third period coming up. Keep it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year. For me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
college hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints Nation.
Home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
It's time for the Maryville Saints intermission report. Let's get ready for the third period.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization.
And we're underway here in the third period. Saints unfortunately can't do anything with the power play. They had about 7 or 8 seconds, but after losing the face-off, that was all she wrote. Score still 5-3, all 8 goals coming in the first period of play. Brennan scored for Maryville at 1:38, then it was Painter and Barndon at 2:24 and 2:50. Sutton would tie it up at 12:05. Binning retook the lead at 12:31. Sutton scored for Maryville at 14:24. And then McKendree rattled off 2 unanswered. Hoshka on the power play at 17:42. And Barron at 19:09 to make it 5-3. Again, back in the first period. Hannah Petrusev is the current goaltender for the Saints. Hannah Tresick started the game. Saints trying to get something going on the offensive end. They did get a decent amount of shots in that second period, 13 to be exact. So they had 12 shots in the first, 13 in the second for a total of 25. defense did a pretty good job of clamping down after allowing 16 shots in the first period. They only allowed 6 to give McKendree a total of 22 as we stand right now. 18:22 to go. Left wing shot stopped by Petrusev as Binning took a shot. Seemed like it may have glanced off of a stick on the way through, but Petrusev making the save and nonetheless. 18:19 to go here in the period. Binning just drops the stick. And Putnam just kind of sent the twig over towards the far boards. Got to be careful with that. Obviously, you're showing a little bit of frustration, but the officials are within their rights to levy a penalty if you're just throwing an opponent's stick away from them. Puck ping-ponging back and forth as it trickles in on goal. Petrusev will cover it up with the Bearcats changing, but still not an opportunity to keep that puck alive. 17:44 to go here in the third, and at this point, you don't necessarily say that a 2-goal lead is comfortable, but I think the Bearcats, it would not be surprising if they're not necessarily looking to get too much involved on the offensive end and just kind of wanting to shore things up defensively. Easier said than done at points, but thus far, 2 minutes and 29 seconds into the third period, it's just been kind of a muck. Maryville Saints Pep Band has been providing some live music for the fans here in attendance. Pretty decent crowd here this evening. Bit of an earlier start as well. 5:30 local time puck drop. It is currently 7:17 for those of you wondering, just in case you're watching from around North America. 17:08 left to go here in the third is all we've gotten. There's a bunch of stoppages here in the first 2 minutes and change. Face-off won by the Bearcats as they chip one off the far side wall. Maryville holds the zone, but not under possession. Tapped around Struther. Bearcats get it over towards the near side. Cloutier reverses. Brown is on the puck, deep inside her own zone. Exit pass will end up on goal. And Petrusev, again, not too much of a choice. We'll get another stoppage. I believe 30 seconds or so is about as long as we've gotten to play here in the third period thus far. Again, these two teams will play each other tomorrow evening over on the Illinois side. As this one's chopped up towards goal, they score! I believe it went off the stick of the Maryville defender going for the block, and instead it ramped up and over the glove hand shoulder of Petrusev, and it is 6-3 with Lacqua getting the goal. So Lacqua at 3:26 has now provided the McKendree Bearcats 6 different goal scorers. So not only have you gotten that many goals up on the board, but 6 different players contributing to the offensive output. 6 goals on 26 shots. It has just not been the kind of night that the Saints had expected, but sometimes these nights happen to you, especially when you're playing an equally highly ranked team. We talked about it. The Bearcats coming in, the number 3 ranked team in the country, 5-1 on the year. Saints give it away. Potential odd man break here. Gorgievska sharp, chops it towards goal. That one popped up into the air, and Petrusev will hang on. So these two teams, as I mentioned, will play at McKendree tomorrow evening. Puck drop at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check out the Maryville Saints social media pages for any potential updates on a broadcast. We will not be broadcasting that here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, but more often than not, the Bearcats usually provide at least a video feed of some sort. Shot from Ross along the near side circle was off a body and wide. 15-16 left to go here in the third period. Bearcats up by 3. But if this period ends up at all like the first period, the Saints more than capable of staging a comeback, but you got to get that next one. You're already down by 3. You absolutely cannot allow another goal. Trying to get it back to the point, and that's just kind of emblematic as to how this game has gone. Brennan was looking for the pass back towards the defender, but there was a Bearcat player right there. So it's just kind of been a whole lot of sending it to where you know there's going to be a teammate there, but you're not truly looking. So there's just been a few careless turnovers by the Saints that just really haven't been all that characteristic of the Maryville Saints. As there's a tripping call coming up, and Barron is going to go into the box. So Maryville with their 4th power play of the contest, 0 for 3 thus far. And at this point, if you're ever going to have a must-score opportunity in front of you, you got to figure that this has probably got to be it. You've had 3 power plays. I guess you could say 2 and 2.25 power plays in terms of actual time, but Saints really just kind of need to dig in, settle in, and get something done here. Already down by 3. Beckett has it at the blue line, skates up towards the circle. That puck rattled around between a few skates like it was going on the Plinko wall. Kudos to anybody who gets that reference. There's Beckett, and she hits the iron. Great scoop shot there, but it was met with the bar. Deflected pass ends up with Morris on the far side. Tupfer gets a piece of it, and that one is cleared all the way down. 1:15 left in the power play. Karunikar is back. She's out there with Sutton, who has the puck. Morris, Beckett, and Smolinski. Sutton tries to go coast to coast. Somebody lost their stick. That's the defender for McKendree. Long shot right into the glove. That's not at all what Maryville wanted. Need to go for rebounds. And obviously that was the idea. But Karunikar was hoping that shot would go off the left pad and not into the glove. 55 seconds left on the penalty. Barron in the box. McKendree up by 3. Sutton wins the draw. Morris on the puck. Skates to the half wall. Inside the hash marks. To the top of the circle. Centering feed. Smolinski knocked it down, but then the shot was kicked away. Sutton keeps it alive. Smolinski lets it run on through. Beckett retreats. Smolinski has the puck. Drags it back to the corner wall, and then it's kicked away from Beckett. So the Saints reset again. 30 seconds left. Time enough to get it into the zone and try to get one more play set up. Backhanded pass was off the mark. Beckett comes in. And everybody's standing around again. Here's Smolinski, though. Fans on the initial shot. Drops it. Kerwitz with a shot and a glove save made by the defender. And cleared down by Kambeets. Petrusev fires it over to the far wall. Brennan comes up the ice. 4 seconds left in the power play. She twists it around. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Beckett shovels it back. And there's another penalty coming up. Saints going to go back to the power play. 0 for 4. As it'll be Koski with a cross check as Beckett is roughed up. Perhaps the 5th time will be the charm with the Saints up a player. Time is not on their side, so you have to get one early. Easier said than done, obviously. O'Leary's pass back towards the point. Not where it needed to be, as she was not on the same page with Villard. Here comes O'Leary along the near boards. Cycles it down low to Gillings. Hands it off to O'Leary. She was about to be sealed off. Karunikar at the left point. Slams it off the wall. Brennan couldn't get that to settle down. Gillings throws the check. 1:20 left in the Saints power play. Bearcats bench is amped up as they get the clearance after some good holding play there along the wall. Despite the fact that the Saints have had it in the offensive zone for a decent amount of time, they only have 3 shots on goal in this period. Here comes Sutton with speed, and she has poke checked beautifully right at the blue line, and the Saints cannot regather it at the red line. Beckett could not get it past Brown with any kind of possession. Handled by Sutton on the far side. Shovel pass was sealed off as again the Bearcats just taking time off this clock. The entire bench is down there. Here's Smolinski to Beckett. She'll take the shot and misses just over the net. Gerwitz straight away, fluttering puck. Jabbed away, defenders right in front. And it's cleared all the way down. 5 seconds left. So the Saints are going to go 0 for 5 with the power play. You want to talk about storylines, that's got to be a gigantic one right now for Maryville. The trail by 3. It hasn't been the kind of game that you would like from a defensive nor a goaltending perspective, but when you've had 5 power plays, even if you want to take that abbreviated one off the board, that's still 4 full power plays that you have not scored on. That is a gigantic momentum swing in this game. Petrusev was able to kick that one away, and the rebound opportunity never materialized. Here's Beckett, puts it off the dome of Barron. She just kind of stood there and took it right off the forehead. Gorgevska Sharp went backhand, forehand, shot was blocked, kick towards goal, and Petrusev has had enough of that. She will dive out and cover it up. 9:16 to go in the third period. Unless something drastic changes, that's most likely the time left in the game as well. Harunikar threaded the needle to Gillings, tried to get around Cloutier and ran out of space. Topic on the way through as well. Fans wanted a call, but you've already had 2 straight power plays handed to you, so the official's unlikely to call anything else unless it's fairly egregious. Saints give it away in behind the attacking net. Stretching it out off the stick of Koski. She'll chase it down to avoid an icing. She's holding on as their stick was entangled with Karunakar. Karunakar is able to win the duel. Lob pass out of the reach of Ross. Bearcats push it back up towards the attacking line. Karunakar collides with Ross, both struggling to get back to their skates. 8:05 left to go in the period. Stretching it out again, and we will just have an icing as Smolinski was coming off the bench. Awkward change there for Maryville. If Smolinski gets out a step or two late, that could materialize into a 2-on-0. The other, I shouldn't even say the other way, it would be right there. Hansen sends it, blocker side. 7:55 to go. And that one hit somebody on the bench for the Bearcats. Backhand shot off the face-off. O'Leary sent it through the top of the crease. 7:45 to go as the Saints really pushing for it. It's going to be hard to come by as there's a kick save made and then a stop on the rebound. Hansen puts one towards goal. I initially thought maybe the whistle had gone, but that was just somebody's high-pitched scream coming from the Saints. Bearcats send it up the wall, not out. Maryville pops one towards the near side. Smolinski with a hammer shot. That's off the backside of a defender. Lob back out towards center as Hansen tries to escape. Jeffers putting on the pressure. Villard goes for O'Leary. She shuffles it in towards the attacking zone. Apparently the pep band's had enough as they seem to be packing up some of their equipment. Who's going to provide the pep? Back out towards center ice. It's been one of those nights. I'm just trying to make myself laugh at this point. Jeffers at center ice. Comes over towards the near side corner as the Bearcats going to change things up. Gerwitz taps it off the wall, but Barron intercepts. Now goes low to Barnden. Tried to sneak it short side, and Petrusev makes the save. 6:24 left to go here in the third period. Saints trail by 3. Putnam had the stick lifted on the zone exit. Now the Saints with open ice if they hurry, and that one just out of the reach of Beckett. Still managed to get a strong shot on. Off the blocker, however, and back out towards center ice. That right wing to left corner has just been a staple for the Bearcats here this evening. Essex at her own goal line. Putnam in a wrestling match along the far wall. Neither player knew where the puck was. Essex comes in. Sutton tried to bump her off. Karunakar pilfered it away. Karunakar looks north and then circles south. Jillings was able to get it to center ice. No icing. Saints going to change. 5:20 to go. Maryville's got to get some offensive zone time here. That's been hard to come by the last couple minutes. Here's Smolinski back in front. Jillings, she scores! Perhaps there's time enough left. It's 6-4 with 5:06 left to go. A beautiful goal from Brooklyn Jillings. Just as good of a setup from Smolinski. And the Saints have life. Gillings gets the goal at 14:54. And the Saints still have some time left. Here comes Hansen taking on all comers from the circle. And then good back-checking pressure from Tupfer, was able to find that loose puck. Hansen repays the favor, but stretched it too far for Brennan. A tap pass off the near side. Everybody trying to bandy it back and forth. Down low, it's on the stick of Ross. She was shoved off the puck momentarily. A feathered touch sends it up the glass, and then Jeffers boots it forward. 4:30 to go. Fluttering pass off the wall, too strong for Henson. Cloutier will go back. Saints with fresh legs. Bearcats almost gave it away. It is held. Oh, it just came over the blue line. Villard disagrees, but you're not going to win that argument. .4:15 left to go here in the third period. Saints win the draw. Slipped in by Gerwitz. Windross trying to chase it down. Villard has to go back. Gerwitz along the near side, trying to find O'Leary. She was spun around. Binning taps it up the wall, but not out. Held in by Falardeau. Skating past her is Barnden. Or that's actually Cloutier, and then Gerwitz made the block. Puck loose in behind the net. The captain kicks at it. Second opportunity, and then she almost stepped on the puck. Here's Windross. 1-on-3. And she will just backhand it in and head off for a change. 3:30 to go. 6-4 the score with the Bearcats on top. Gorgevska Sharp goes off the back heel of Painter. Here's Karunikar. Into the zone, but not under control. Slammed off the end wall by DeFoss. Saints couldn't hold it. Now Kuski's going to get there to avoid an icing call. 3:04 left to go. Kuski carries on around, takes the slash just below the hands. Tupfer steps up to the circle. Petrusev smothers that one on the 30th shot put on goal by the Bearcats. .254 to go. Saints going to have to try to get some possession so they can throw everything in the kitchen sink at their opposing net. Down 6-4, you would have to figure they will not pull the goaltender, which we've discussed that ad nauseum. Beckett going to get there to avoid an icing call. Sidesteps the body check as well. Throwing the hip in is Lacroix. The score stays the way it is right now. Barron would have the game-winning goal. Lacroix has the insurance goal. Saints couldn't touch that one as they were offside. 2:25 to go. A reverse pass intercepted. They find Beckett along the circle. She shoots and a left pad save and a good clearance out towards center. Karunikar coming right back in, and Beckett had not crossed the blue line. You like the thought process there for Karunikar, and in her defense, it was actually difficult to see Beckett. She was kind of around a couple defenders, and she's been banged up in this one, so she's been trying to weather the storm and get through this game, but there's been a few times where she's been kind of hunched over and either favoring the arm or midsection. Kind of hard to tell, but not enough to take her out of this game. Brennan gallops on around, finds Ross down low. She was able to fake out the defender. 99 seconds remain. Gerwitz puts it into the mixer. It's deflected around a couple times underneath the body of DeFoss. Gillings shovels one over to the far side. Goaltender still in there for Maryville. Here is Smolinski. Tried to reverse it, put it right back into pressure. Brennan kept it alive momentarily along the half wall, but her stick is being held down. And that one ends up inside the Bearcats bench with 1:08 to go. Still statistically possible, but it's going to be difficult for the Saints to try to get this one. It's okay. Hannah Tresick had been in the goal just for a moment. I have to figure maybe that was just in case of an opportunity to pull the goaltender. Perhaps Tresick a little bit more fleet of foot in an opportunity to get to the bench, but they're going to put Petrusev back in, so that's one of those coaching decisions that just made in the spur of the moment, I would assume. So as of right now, the face-off is going to come in the neutral zone just outside of the McKendree line. 1:08 left to go here in the third period. One of these teams is going to drop just their second game of the season. From a percentage point of view, you would have to figure that it is likely going to be the Maryville Saints that will drop to 3-2. But considering all of their games thus far this year have been against top 5 teams, that's just kind of the way the dice are going to be rolled sometimes. You're going to get everybody's best shot, especially when you come into these games as the number 1 team in the country. Binning, stick handled right into the teeth of the defense as Gerwitz knifes it away. Morris gained the blue line and sent it on around. Sutton trying to catch up to it. Cloutier is there, but Sutton has the puck. Feathers a pass to Gerwitz. She shoots. That was deflected on the way through, but wide. 35 seconds left, deflected out of play. How big is that goal for Lacqua earlier in this period, though? This would be a much different story, a much different vibe, I feel, if it was 5-4 instead of 6-4. But this late in the game, it's going to be almost impossible as Gerwitz fires one over the goal. Gerwitz gets it again. Sutton set it up, deflected shot on the way through. That's going to go wide. 9 seconds left. So the Bearcats going to improve to 6-1 with a win over the number 1 team ranked in the country, the Maryville Saints. Saints fall to 3-2 as the Bearcats pick up just their 3rd victory over their cross-state rivals in the last 2 seasons. So a disappointing night for the Maryville Saints, but it was just kind of one of those nights that you're going to have to put in the rear view mirror as these 2 teams will face off again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It was an odd one right from the get-go. The Saints seemed like they were going to get the benefit of the bounces as they scored just 98 seconds into the game. But 2 goals for McKendree within 26 seconds. Made it 2-1. Saints tied it up. Sutton got the first of her 2 goals, Binning was sandwiched in between there. But it was those last 3 minutes that really kind of cost the Saints in this game. Hushka scored on the power play. Barron got what would prove to be the game-winning goal at 19:09 back in the first period. Each team got a goal here in the third. Lacqua scored at 3:26. Gillings made a game of it with a goal at 14:54, but it just wasn't to be the Saints' night as they outshoot their opponents 34-30, but get outscored 6-4. So that'll wrap up our coverage for tonight's game. Again, the Saints will be on the road against these same Bearcats tomorrow night, and they will return home for a 2-game series against the Midland Warriors on October 25th and 26th. Barring any unforeseen events, we should have both of those games right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, 5:30 on Saturday and 12:30 on Sunday will be the puck drops for those games. Until then, for everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, I've been Todd Panula for Eric Skelton, making us look good behind the scenes. We thank you for watching, and good night, Saints fans.